When I try to fix a company's operations, I use process mapping for the internal operations of the company to understand their weaknesses and blind spots. But when it comes to customers and maybe they are not having the best experience, how can we fix that? There is another mapping that is called customer journey map. And in this video, I want to talk about it and how you can implement it too. Because most of the time when I speak with business founders, they think that their customers are 100% happy, maybe 99% happy, and they are doing their best to provide the best service to their customers. But from their customers' perspective, things are completely different. And there are areas that are normally hidden from the businesses and they cannot find them. But if you put yourself in your customer's shoes and do the customer journey map, you realize that how you can simplify the process for your customers so you can increase retention and also offering better services. So let's talk about customer journey map right now. What is it exactly? There are different definitions about customer journey maps, and I'm gonna show you some of them right over here so you can see the differences between these definitions. Actually, all of them are saying the same thing. But here's how I define customer journey map. It's a visual representation and a story of one specific customer trying to reach one specific goal in your business and what they do, think, and feel at each step. Now I said a story because stories have ups and downs. There are emotions involved. Sometimes people feel good, sometimes they feel bad, and we need to consider those emotions because emotions are what drive in purchases. Also, I mentioned one specific person because it's not about all your customers. It's about the journey of one specific person or ideal client profile. And we need to define the ideal client profile first before we enter in the journey map itself. I also said do, think, feel. So what they doing, consideration, researching, their actions, their emotions at each step. We need to consider all of that. And we need to bring everything on a piece of paper or maybe a whiteboard. A customer journey map has different steps involved in it. First of all is awareness. The customer at this stage realizes that they have a need or a problem that they need to solve. Second stage is research, Googling things or maybe asking AI for a solution to their problem and coming across your website or your ads. Third stage is consideration. Over here, they have multiple options available to them. So they are trying to check which option suits them perfectly. And here you compete with other brands and different companies as well. Next one is purchase. Now they made their decision and they buy that product or service. And lastly, support. After purchase, the customers try to engage with the product or service, or there are some issues that come up after using that product. And then they engage with the support. And if the support is good enough, they decide to come back and purchase again. There are multiple steps to create a visually appealing customer journey map that is actually useful. The first step, you need to decide what you need to measure first. At this step, you need to clarify exactly what are the goals and what do you want to achieve with this customer journey map. Second step is to create your ICP and be specific about your ideal customers. What are their wants, what are their needs, what they want to achieve using your products or services exactly. Next step is to define your customers' buying phases. What are the exact steps that I mentioned earlier that they need to go through to purchase your products or services? Don't miss anything and consider that all of your customers and clients have zero awareness of your products or services. So make those steps as clear as possible and involve their emotions too. What kind of emotions do they normally feel when they go through those processes and steps? Next step is to clarify your touch points. At which steps or phases your customers trying to interact with your brand or business. This is going to clarify exactly how you differentiate yourself from your competitors. Next step is to consider your clients' thoughts, emotions, and actions. Because human beings are very emotional. You need to consider how they think, how they take action, and what emotions they go through. I mentioned emotions too many times in this video because that's what drives most of the purchases online at least, or in person even. People really care about how the product or services make them feel. And last step, clarify your opportunities. Once you have the customer journey map, you need to consider which areas you can improve or simplify for your customers, so when they interact with your brand, they attach a certain emotion and thought to your specific brand. One important note over here: if you are doing the customer journey map internally, you're not considering your customers. And the perfect customer journey map involves your customers as well. So you can do surveys, you can ask questions, you can call your customers, you can involve people that never purchased from your brand and ask them to do a survey or go through the process to give you a specific feedback exactly on how you can improve it. Because if you are doing it internally, you're considering the back-end side. You're not considering the client's emotions at each and every step. But when you are involved with the customer and ask them questions directly, they can give you feedback. And try to work with customers that never purchased from you. Those are the type of people that can give you honest feedback on each step and how you can improve those steps. Building a customer journey map is going to improve client retention and increase the revenue for your organization, because a lot of companies out there are considering more advertisement, more client acquisition, and that's good. That should be part of the business. But a big chunk of that is over here, your customer journey map, how you make them feel, what are the emotions that they attach to your brand, and if they come back or not. Because you want to retain your customers, and it's way easier to retain your customers than go and find new customers. So do the customer journey map for your business, and I promise you, you're going to find few spots that you can get them fixed. In my next video, I'm going to combine the process map and customer journey map together. And once you combine them together, you realize that you come up with something called the service map. If you don't want to miss that video, subscribe to the channel. And if you got value out of this video, please give it a like and stay around. I'll see you in the next one.